Today's June 18th, 2026. It is another day of pretty much just testing medium or testing media. So this might not look like much today because there isn't much going on. But for me, it was really big because this is the first time that I've ever used oils. Um, like ever. So in the past, I've used acrylic based paints, which I learned are pretty much just plastic. Like it's resin that dries and turns into plastic, which makes sense because they dry very quickly. Watercolor paints, which are pretty much like free flowing pigments that just get picked up by the water and then just dry with the water. But oil, I've never ever used, so this was pretty big for me, and there's just something odd about that to me. It just feels weird. But I had a lot of fun with it. Talking about acrylics. Yesterday, when I was using acrylics, I forgot how fast they dry. Um, After using some watercolors for a while and some gouache for a while, acrylics dried super quickly. And then a shock right after that. Day later, use oils for the first time. It doesn't dry at all. Um, so I kept picking up some paint and dabbing it into the canvas, expecting to get something dry underneath and something else on top. In just a minute, I'm gonna let my kitty cat in. Hi, hi, baby. I'll leave the door open for you. Here you go. But like I was saying, um, yeah, I just wasn't expecting how fluid it felt, um, and how easy they were to blend, and how easy it was to, I guess, if you tried adding a detail on, to make a mistake, um, or that's how I imagine it, right? Like if you're putting paint down, like you're adding on top of what's already there. Like there's no way that you're not going to be mixing with the layer underneath unless you have planned ahead of time or you've let it dry for a long while or even just a couple days or so. So I'm figuring out how long it's going to take for that to dry, but it's just a simple test of these three colors. I've got phthalo blue, yellow ochre, and alizarin red. Not sure how to pronounce that one. Or phthalo blue. I think I've got that right though. So, and then just some titanium white to tint it up. Um, so I had a lot of fun testing it out and seeing what happened, without the real goal, without any goal of making a painting of someone or something, but just trying and playing and testing. And playing is so important, you know, playing around. Playing is how you learn, and playing is how I think we do our best work sometimes. When we get into a flow state, we're playing. That's why they say play an instrument, right? Not use an instrument. I don't think. Go use that saxophone over there. That's just not how that works. But anyways, it's another short, sweet video. Maybe it's a bit long for how drawn out I've been making this, and it's just kind of yapping for a little while. But um, yeah, I had a lot of fun. It's interesting to try something new today. So I apologize again for the lack of proper recording equipment. But tomorrow, I think I'm going to go back to digital. And since it'll be digital, everything should be on here. Like I've got the Photoshop, I've got the microphone, I've got OBS. So I don't have to use a camera to record or anything like that. So that's the plan, at least so far. But yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.